Sonic the Hedgehog has been a franchise introduced in 1991 on the Sega Genesis with over 100 titles. Some of them are great, some of them being certified classics loved by fans, and some with a questionable existence. But there is one game out of this large margin as a Sonic fan myself that I am ashamed to say that I have never played. Sonic Generations came out during the PS3, Xbox, and 3DS era in 2011, and this is one among the community that can be seen as possibly even the best Sonic game that we have. This was a revolutionary time where our modern day Sonic teams up with his past self in order to save his friend and defeat the evil doings of Dr. Eggman once again. The game starts with us playing as classic Sonic, roaming through the Green Hills, and I'll say, what a great way to start the game, bringing back the childhood memory feel. And to let you know, Sonic is back with the old and with the new. With my own surprise, I got the perfect S rank. We are then getting attacked by some space monster with no friend, as while at the same time our Sonic is surprised by his own birthday party with cake, good friends, and of course, that's crazy.
Happy birthday, Sonic. Hope you like this.
What'd you give me, Tails? Oh yeah, remember how I said we have to defeat Eggman? Well, it seems like he's on vacation because now we have to worry about that space monster that's kidnapped our friends, ruined my birthday party, and sent my half-eaten chili dog into outer space. Oh, and we also died, but the chili dog is more important. We then wake up in a spacious white void with what seems like a colorless Green Hill Zone. And without any thought at all, it's time to jump in. And now the real game begins. It's literally impossible to know about Sonic and not know about the Green Hill Zone. Side-eyed and yelled at like you just slapped a baby, because you technically did. This is the firstborn stage of all the Sonic stages. Every time you run a loop, stomp on robots, and boot yourself with the springs, each pixel of the stage is utter nostalgia to any Sonic fan. I think of going through the stage as the start of a trip down memory lane. A feeling of looking back into your childhood from when you put your hands on your first Sonic game. It's just a good solid stage that gives you that nostalgic feel that never goes wrong in any way. Besides, the stage is too important to the franchise for me not to S rank. Man, I don't know, man. Oh, I lied. We got the double S rank on stage 1. Stop playing with me, bro. You know what? I might be the best Sonic player alive. I'm just saying, I might be a little something. I might be the pro. So with that stage fully completed, we then save our friend Tails, who has been frozen in time. Also, while they were talking, I did not notice these callbacks to Sonic colors and secret rings. It would be nice if we had some Sonic colors. Am I right? Now, if I were to pick between being trapped in a white void and finding evil genies, I think we can all agree on the same thing.
First of all, your Jordans are completely fake.
Said soon.
Tails,
you already left.
he looks so different. You can't be serious right now. Tails, Miles, Tails, probably you are. My Tails will never do that. And now the game gives us options to switch between classic, or as we are known as modern Sonic, which is how they choose to split the 2D and the 3D design of the stages. I mean, sometimes they do mix into each other, but we'll talk about that later. The next stage we have is honestly one of my personal favorites among the classic Sonic era, being Chemical Plant. Now, as crazy as the stage, I think has such an awesome design. Even in Sonic Mini, I think they did a fantastic job bringing it back. So again, another classic stage you can't miss with. Switching over to modern Sonic for the stage, I can't lie, it started to surprise me with these modern takes mixing in with the classic music, and I'm sure they're going to achieve that vice versa. Aside from the music, the stage itself in its modern form has just the same amount of feeling that it does with the classic version. With some new ways to travel like waterside, skydiving, boost! At the extra life, you see it? We haven't died once. Oh, I thought it was drifting. Go. Rails, because I clearly hit that rail with my shoes and the whole world saw it. I know they did. So we clear the stage. Sonic and Tails are starting to piece things together as the stage also has the familiar feeling. Strange, isn't it? It's like we've been here before. You should drink it, Tails. Drink it, Tails. Tails, drink that water. And with this stage done, we have now saved Amy. You know what? Put her back in. No. Re-solidize her. Put it back on the rock. Do it now. Moving along, we now have. What's the area even called? I didn't say. Am I supposed to know as a ridiculous #1 Sonic fan? I am not Games Cage, bro. I don't know where this is. Despite me showing my age, I have actually never played Sonic and Knuckles. Real reason being I wasn't around at the time. And it's really funny, the only way I know about the stage is from Smash Flash 1. What y'all know about that? The stage has a lot of platforming, however, which I'm not particularly used to. This stage, out of what we played so far, did take me a while to complete with classic Sonic. The platforming did start to get a bit crazy. It was like the game was starting to show me that back then, it's not all about running fast, which is kind of crazy telling Sonic to slow down a bit. It's this whole thing. On modern Sonic stage though, this was starting to get messy. I feel like this is the beginning of when the 3D aspect is starting to make me feel like I'm being cheated by the game devs themselves. To be fair, I'm not sure how good the PC port is for this game, so maybe that can be a factor why things are getting out of hand. Even enforcing more slowing down in the Sonic game, I'll take the double B rank just for today. So after beating these stages, the game introduces you to the challenges you have to do in order to receive keys to open the big boss gate at the end of the area. Each stage we've done so far, there's a key that we have to get by clearing any challenge around that stage. With 9 stages in total, something is telling me there's 3 boss fights we have to do before we roll credits. So I speed past these challenges to get the keys we finally need to access the boss fight, but before that I run into something, or should I say someone, interesting. Ah, easy. Light work. Ooh. Yo, this is kind of fire. On a falling bridge. Ooh. Oh, I love this song. Actually, I had no idea there was a level where you could battle against Metal Sonic. And you know, for me saying he's one of the coolest concepts in the Sonic franchise, this was the most pleasant surprise. However, the fight itself was relatively easy for my taste. Just dodging scary attacks, which I didn't do the first time. But after a happy little accident, just keep on dodging, retaliating. That's pretty much the entire fight. Goodbye, Metal Sonic. After defeating Metal Sonic, we get our hands on the Chaos Emerald. I have a feeling we're gonna need these for later. And with 3 keys finally obtained, we unlock the boss gate at the end. And then there's like this weird cutscene with 2 Sonics looking at each other like they're seeing double through a mirror. I mean, there's clearly a difference. It's not that hard to tell. It's like Sonic hasn't looked in a mirror in over 20 years. Does he think he actually looks like that? There's no way. Classic Sonic that jumps into a door, leaving Modern Sonic behind. Our first boss we have is Death Egg Robot. First to say it, but it's true. He's just a classic boss fight. You know, hit him a little bump in his chest, run behind him while he jumps, and that's pretty much it. Just repeat that 3 times. But when they surprised me was when they started introducing new stuff to where you have to strategically make Eggman hit a time bomb at the exact right moment and then strike him when he's stunned. That part had me kind of sweating for a bit, but we did it anyway. And then my PC did that. Great game.
Incredible.
So after me crying about my PC exploding, we then move on to the second area with 3 new stages, so let's do this one more time. Speed Highway was a stage implemented in Sonic Adventure 1, which is another I unfortunately missed out on. The classic version of the stage, however, I wasn't really the biggest fan of so far, as it really didn't feel like much has changed with the platforming, as well as this not really standing out to me as a one-up in terms of enjoyment I had it with the previous stages. So there's not much to talk about a classic Sonic stage as I would like to, but I just want to show you this one weird example of how they mesh the 2D and the 3D aspects in a weird way. Police officers. Wait, what? Oh, well, this is a weird angle. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I'll blame that angle. Oh, that should look crazy. What? Oh, this is... Okay, yeah, that's... my biggest weakness, depth perception, but I still finished the stage with ease. Modern Sonic Attack, however, was honestly a lot more enjoyable, as it really made me feel like I was in the perspective of Sonic himself. That wouldn't let these measly police officers put a stop to my fun. My god, they got the whole Green Hill Police Squad after me. This really is a stage to show the real truth about Sonic, indeed, that he is a one criminal making public disturbances, murdering police officers, and crashing through buildings. This stage can't be... What? Around at the speed of sound. Now, this was a surprise. I know all Sonic fans were jumping for joy into the ceiling with this one. Not only is the stage from Sonic Adventure 2, but this stage is arguably one of the greatest Sonic stages of all time. With one of the most beloved OSTs to top it all off, this is the moment when I'm starting to really feel when the devs start pouring love into the game to make us fans happier. And me personally, I love it when devs do this type of stuff to their games. Some don't really do it that often anymore. Kinda sad. Also, I'm not sure why this truck wants us dead all over his whole paycheck. Like, during the entire stage, he's doing a lot more vandalism and property damage than my tab in the city government. And this guy works for them, but they say I'm the problem. At least he lost balance at the end. But what if I told you? It first gets way better from here, but then it becomes so much worse. This is the real nostalgia I want to feel. Low budget flights, no food or movies, I'm out of here. Fellow fans, sing it with me. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, gotta keep moving on. That's what lies ahead, only one way to find out. I think I'm over ahead. You get the point. Now, I don't want to sound like Stephen A. Smith, but this is exactly what we've been waiting for. Not a real one-to-one experience with it, but it's pretty damn close. Skating the city just felt so refreshing, and the tricks were just so sick to do. And everything after that was just the same picture. A different shade, but it works. Proceeding through these refreshing memories, I just want to be reminded that there's a psycho killer truck after me with giant chainsaws, and it can fly. A truck alone in real life will cost more than this game's entire budget in 2010. Just for it to explode into a building. Looks like we did you a favor, Mr. President.
Sonic, my long-lost lover. It's fine.
What? Hey,
I told you not to bring that up anymore.
What's so funny about coming to the stage was that I thought it was introduced in Sonic Racing, but it turns out it actually originated in Sonic Heroes, which I actually did play, but I don't remember seeing for some reason. Just like how I don't remember this game being any good. As some of the classic stages were starting to have the fun fall off of me, this stage brings back the feeling I had for those first 3 stages I did, and the platforming was fun again. Not saying the other ones were bad, but I just didn't enjoy them as much as before. The cannons felt like a nice refreshing touch as well as the water sections, making me think it's like the opposite of Mario. We love the water sections in Sonic. This one in particular felt a bit more casual to where I can lean back in the super awesome gaming chair and make my way through the stage with an easy rank, but it was very enjoyable to say the least. For modern Sonic, this really did hit me with some very pleasant surprises. Again, I'm not really sure if this is a PC port for this game or there's some other issue I'd had with it, but I've done it in some really crazy ways as I was progressing. Like if I move slightly to the left or the right at any moment, it just isn't dead. No! Like I said, they never want you to go at your own speed. Also, just like Classic, the stage just felt like a lot more fun playing in general. The environment was really pleasant to the eyes. Like you can call this stage the anime beach episode of the game. And then they hit me with, you guessed it. Oh snap, okay. Wait, is that a car? Oh, what? Sonic Racing and Sonic Generations? See, I knew the Sonic Racing had to be involved in here somewhere. I was so right. So with me saying all these nice things about it, I think we'd call the stage my favorite so far. So the same story goes, did the 3 stages, get the 3 keys, blah blah blah, yap yap yap. Oh look, there's Shadow. Now I just want you to pay attention to how much fan service went to this shot right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Absolute gaming cinema. I even played Sonic Adventure 2, but I know this shit is the coolest thing to ever happen in this game. Now this is what we wanted. A race to win. Oh, come on. If there's one reference I could pull off, it has to be this one. But no joke, this is literally a race between rivals to collect these 2 ores really fast and get the ultimate live and learn OST power up boost thing. And I do want to apologize to Shadow, you got absolutely destroyed. Hopefully you get a rematch in a couple days though, bro. With that now out of the way, let's put these keys to good use. Who can this boss battle be? So we did Death Egg and Metal Sonic. What? I was not expecting Chaos. Perfect Chaos. I'm sorry. I don't think we want to talk about how I know Chaos in the first place. The entry to the boss fight frame 1, just speeding through the destroyed city on water, just felt so hype. Into the moment with the music in the background had me absolutely forcing my spirit to lock in, knowing how cool this is gonna be. And we just talked about Shadow. His attack animations with the water I also thought looked really cool flying across the city during the fight. So the presentation is already off the charts, I can say. Indeed an absolute cinema. The hits were fairly simple and to the point. Just run up to him twice and they get high enough to do a homing attack to the head. And for the final fights, it brings back the most loved feature in 3D. That's right, more advanced platforming. But we powered through it and beat Perfect Chaos with ease. But it turns out he wasn't so perfect after all. Crisis City is finally back after what happened in 2006. It's been a whole 5 years since then, and Silver has still not saved the future. Fire Hellspawn Pokemon still flying around with the corrupted buildings in the air and typhoons on fire. Going through this, I thought this was a pretty fast stage, but then they lied to me twice and forced me to do even more platforming. But being the experienced Sonic Generations player I've been for the past 4 hours, of course I gotta get this job done. Nobody can stop me. Modernly speaking, if there was any Sonic stage that made me feel like I was speeding through this stage with sweaty hands on my controller, and no, it's not because there's fire everywhere, it's just the energy with the high-paced music and feeling on the stage. They push you to use the mechanics a lot more. Even with the stomp, you don't have really much of a choice. But I can say this is the stage where I use boost the most and really had to speed up on this chaotic level. The energy in this level is nice though. Really gave me the Sonic speeding through hell kind of vibe. Not my favorite Sonic Unleashed stage, but for sure one of the more fun ones from back then when I played it. And with Classic Sonic, it was also a fun run. But it felt a bit more slower paced at times with barrels and giant death axes. The balloon hops were a nice touch though. But remember guys, Sonic is the problem. You see all these bad things, but this menace crushes a whole blimp into a giant clock tower. On purpose. If there's one thing I remember about modern Sonic and Sonic Unleashed, it has to be how fast I really felt boosting and drifting in the daytime stages. And if there's something to take away from this, it's really how fast they made Sonic feel on the screen. They really expressed that by having a lot of open space in some parts of the stages to drift and sidestep when you're having to boost. So imagine City Escape, but a bit less crowded. That's how it felt. Having to play one of the stages from my actual favorite Sonic game of all time, I already knew the nostalgia was going to get the better of me. But in a way to make me feel like I was being brought back to the original stage. In this case, I'm sure that everyone who has played this game has a sort of attachment to their own liking. City Escape I can definitely see being one of them. I can start to see why most fans say this is their favorite Sonic game of all time. And at this point, I'm starting to lean more towards that opinion. But not just yet. We get the S rank on our favorite stage, as is the golden rule on all Sonic games. We keep on moving to our actual last, but not final stage. Now if there's one stage to pick from the entire roster of Sonic games, I wish it wasn't this one. Nah, hold on. I can see why Planet Whips just makes the most sense, because this is the Sonic game they made right before they made this one. So adding this is possibly a promotional scam, but it's been 13 years since then, so who cares, am I right? Now I can say I played Sonic Colors, but honestly that would be kind of a lie because I played the DS version, and let's be honest, Sonic Colors on the DS was really just Sonic Rush 3. It was still really fun though, which I'm saying as a compliment, so put your pitchfork and torches away. Anyways, the reason I said I did not like the stage was for a few reasons, one of them being not particularly being the wisps themselves, but just the lack of. It's just upsetting to know there's a total of 8 wisps and there's only one per stage you play. And to make it worse, they're arguably the least fun ones. Even the DS version had different ones, but my argument is that for a stage that felt this big, they definitely could have added more room to just add 1 or 2 more wisps to each version. For Act 1, it was Spike, and honestly this one felt a little too puzzly for me. To jump into the gears and open the doors and stuff like that, I paid $20 on this game to be the fastest thing alive running, not puzzle solving. It took me an entire 8 minutes to complete this stage, but I was beyond shocked they still gave me S rank, despite how long I took and how much I complained about Spike. For Act 2, however, I was doing better in terms of speed, which I felt like I was on a streak for the past 2 stages in Modern. So the enjoyment finally came back when I needed it the most. The wisp we're dealing with was Rocket, and for me, not by any means was as annoying as Spike. Rocket is just a bit too simple for me, as all you do is go up and that's it. That's literally it. I did run into some problems though, however, but I did not know if that was a thing where you have to hold Rocket for too long and it just doesn't work. And does anyone else think it's weird that during Rocket you can run through missiles but you still lose your rings as you're getting hit, but it's like super armor? It's super weird. I don't get it. Well, that enjoyment didn't last long. Overall, I wish the stage had options to use other wisps other than these two. Just a bit more options, all I asked for, but who knows if they will. After being done with that, we have finally saved all of our friends, done our 3 challenges for this section to get the keys we need. It's not fine. Wait, it might be fine. I don't know. Drop! That alone is more impressive than the S rank, if we can say. So I'll take that. But like the past 2 stages, there's one more person we need to take care of, and this one is special to me. Whoa! Honda Civic! Oh my god! Yuzi versus Yuza? What's going on? They did it first. Nothing like a good boss fight entrance like throwing abandoned cars at your friends. Shadow may be a fan favorite, but Silver is an icon to the series by having one of the most spammable moves in history with his telekinesis. This is the one level Omichao actually gave me some useful information and I was thankful for it, because I did not understand what to do at first. But once I got the hang of it, it was all starting to get really easy. Got a hit in and that was it. Silver's honestly is just such a sore loser. He just creates a giant meteor and still wants me dead after confirming to him that I am not the Iblis Chicken for the 37th time, just for him to die in his own creation. They really did him so dirty at the end. And all I want is Sega to give my boy another chance at life. He has the potential, trust me. Make him something other than a side character. I want Silver to get his own game. That might be a little too much to ask, but maybe even an episode in DLC, maybe? Please Sega, we have to get Silver to come back. Who? With Silver done, we now progress to the boss gate to fight the evil Egg Dragoon. The Sonic Unleashed stuff just keeps coming, and I love it. The changing elements and transitions was something I thought was really cool from this fight. I can't really speed blitz this one like I did with Perfect Chaos, and it's not as simple as Death Egg Robot. The fight gets so creative that he splits into 2 to attack with both elements at the same time. And then when you think it's done, it's not done. Which actually surprised me so much. This really felt like a real boss fight. Feels like we're getting closer to the end game though. After defeating the boss, Eggman once again, since 1991, just throws a fit about how he always loses and I always win. And Sonic just has the audacity to brag to his younger self, just being so toxic in front of our enemy. But how can I hate a guy who never loses? I gotta respect it. The Space Demon finally shows back up, kindling us Eggman into a void of time and space. After that, we are then revealed to what seems like a final area of this game being some broken up clock gate. We have to use 7 Chaos Emeralds we've gathered throughout the game, which is honestly a great thing that I've done already beforehand, because I was not gonna go back. So we open this gate as quickly as possible, open the void, get our Chaos Emeralds back, and now is the time for the final boss, who looks a bit geared up. But there's just no way Eggman could have achieved this all by himself. So who did he have help with? Another Eggman? Or should I say, Dr. Robotnik. Eggman then goes on about how after he lost the Sonic colors, he then just magically finds the time space monster in outer space at the right time and figures out that it can actually erase space and time itself. And what does Eggman do? He flies towards it to obtain that power. If there's only one thing about Eggman, he really does just stand on business with how badly he just wants to get rid of Sonic. Because this is just crazy.
Wow, will I really get that crazy?
Yeah, he's completely lost it with this one. With all that talk out of the way, it's time for action. But he's just too strong and we get wiped so easily. Though with the power of friendship cheering me on,
You got this, Sonic.
and with the 7 glorious Chaos Emeralds, it's time to get serious. I've called him all sorts of names, but this boss is officially called the Time Eater. But I think Space Demon sounds cooler. You know, it's been too long since you played a Sonic game where you actually forget the source of your energy during Super Sonic is the rings you have to collect. And I'm not sure if it's because I was boozing too much, but I was too fast to catch the rings, so I just kept flying past them and died. After that, I just decided to boost past the rings instead, because when you do that, the rings automatically come to you if you fly past them. After coming up with this method, it's safe to say we are in business now. However, there was still a problem at hand, being that it was very hard for me to see the rings ahead of time because it just kept flying past them. It was either the color or just them being very small for me to worry about. It was either the color of them or just them being very small with me having to worry about the homing missiles our friends kept reminding us of every 10 seconds. I mean, friends is cool and all, but guys, I have eyes. 2 pairs actually. After getting hang of the ring collecting, having to carry the whole space timeline on my back, adding a couple more hits in, things are now running a lot smoother. Is that gonna hit me? Nah. Oh, really? No, hold on. I can get there. Hold on. I have to get closer. All right. Get that, 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 get that. All right. Should be one more. Or maybe 2? Well, it ain't over till it's over. That's what I like to say.
Careful, Sonic!
Alright. Got extra life. Let's go. Oh, its legs gone? Just realized that. What? Oh, what the hell is... That's what sides? Oh no. How do I dodge that? A laser beam? What? Oh! This fight is crazy. This fight is crazy. Oh yeah, we're hella good on rings and lives. So what do I do here? Is there nothing I can do? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Whoa, wait, I did. And yeah, I weaved it like a god. Now we got this though. Get that, get that, get that, get that, get that. What? Did I hit it? I'm so confused if I hit it or not. I don't know if I did. Break it. Should be a few more, should be a few more, should be a few more. Oh, what the?
Left bumper and right bumper at the same time.
Ooh. Oh wait, did I mess that up? Ooh, oh, we hold it. Ah, the power of unison. Supersonic strike. And with that, Eggman and the Time Eater have been defeated. We have saved not just the day, but the space-time itself. We continue our little birthday celebration. Oh my god, my chili hot dog came back and it's still warm. For some reason. It came back and it's still warm? That's great. It's like we never left. Crazy.
I'll admit, you weren't half bad, Sonic.
Not bad! Are you kidding?
Damn! Damn!
Wow, where does somebody put all those gold rings?
Why are you telling me his
You know
bank
what?
account info?
I don't know. I keep forgetting to ask.
Yo, Tails, why you snitching? Hold on, let me holler you real quick. But sadly, it's time to say goodbye to ourselves. It feels a little more emotional saying this because the way I look at this, it's like saying goodbye to our past selves from when we played Sonic games back then when we were kids. Or when we were just around when it came out. Not a farewell to a childhood, but waking up from a childhood dream. For whatever Sonic game was your first, you should be proud you're being introduced to this franchise with great music, fun stages, and unforgettable memories. This game entirely feels like a true love letter to give back to the Sonic fans of all ages, just to be reminded that, hey, we love this series as much as you do, and we want you to know that we thank you for being with us for the past 25 years.
Hey, Sonic!
Enjoy your future! It's gonna be great!
Oh, you have no idea. I'm actually really happy I finally be able to experience this game after it's been long overdue on my Steam library. And now, I can proudly say, this indeed is one of the best Sonic games I have ever played.